Hi, how are you? My name is Kate and welcome to my channel. Today I will be sharing to you things you should know before traveling to Peru, and I backpacked Peru for more than a month. First is the weather. Peru's chilly winter months are May through September. It is also the dry season, so it's the best time to visit Peru, especially if you want to go trekking or see Cusco or do different days of or several days of hiking. During February, since it's the beginning of the rainy season, the Machu Picchu is closed. So I do not recommend you traveling to Peru January and February. As for the Amazon visit, although it may not seem like it, but during rainy season in the Amazon is actually the ideal time to visit since there are so many new species to observe and the rivers are alive with more activities. The second that you should know is when is the best time to visit Peru. So I would recommend shoulder season, which is the season between off and peak season. For Peru, that would be the month of April or May after the rainy season and before the dry season. Other good months to visit is September, October, and November, although only on the first week of November. The third thing that you should know is like the one that you are seeing right now, safety and security in Peru. Right now, actually it started even last year. There's so many rally or protests in Peru. You can see they are blocking everything with many police, which is very dangerous. So I would ask you to please review the current events in Peru because it's very, very dangerous. Not worth the time and your money when you travel to Peru during the protest. So this is Centro Historico. It's closed in the morning, all throughout the day, because the politics, the government, the socio-economic of Peru right now, it's not that good, not that stable, and it's really wild. Speaking of money or economic status, in Peru, the minimal budget would be $25 per day. This involves eating food off the street or cooking your own meal in the hostel, not drinking too much, and staying in the cheapest possible dorm or rooms. For a budget of 30 to 45 US dollar a day would be a reasonable budget. This would enable you or allow you to sleep in modest private room, nicer dorms, occasionally eating at a restaurant, enjoying a little splurging, taking some few trips, and occasionally going out for drinks with your hostel buddies. And a large budget for over or more than $60 per day would allow you to live like a king luxuriously in Peru. With this budget, you should be able to eat anything, eat the alpacas, lomo saltado, do all the fancy tours because the tours in Peru, they are not extremely expensive. And this will also give you the flexibility to give more tips to the hard worker tour guides and the people who carries your bag when you do hike Salcantay or Inca. These people, they are paid very low and they really work hard. So giving them tips would be great. And finally will be the travel cost. So the travel cost depends on what kind of travel do you want, how long will you be traveling, and the locations that you will go. So for Huacachina, Cusco, Lima, expect these places to be highly expensive. And finally, the travel cost. So let me begin by saying visiting or hiking Machu Picchu will be the most expensive thing that you will ever do in Peru. You will need at least 250 US dollar doing it by DIY or hiking or doing private to go there. It's really expensive. It's very surprising considering that this is Peru. Another budget eater will be the accommodation. So for budget conscious travelers like me, Peru actually has a lot of awesome and affordable hostels. So these have lockers, shower, great internet, which is also like the universal basis, and the rooms are actually good. I was surprised. They are clean. A bed in a good hostel will cost you around $12. A standard private room will cost around $30 to $40 per night. And if you stay in a well-reviewed, convenient hotel with a nice service, this will cost you around $60 per night. For foods, common prices for meals in touristy spots are around 12 US dollar. In contrast, the prices in markets are very cheap, which is only around $2. And this includes the main dish, the drink, and a soup. Yep, they always serve with soup. Some of the popular foods include fresh raw fish, which is called ceviche, the chicken dish, which is aji de gallina, the beef dish, which is lomo saltado, my favorite. And they also have this exquisite or rare food, which is a guinea pig dish. It's called cuy. So in Peru, cuy is considered a delicacy or a cuisine. It's a guinea pig, I swear. Peruvians also frequently eat Chinese cuisine. They call it chifa. And in terms of beverages, you shouldn't pass the pisco sour. This is like an amazing alcohol. And they also love sweet sodas, such as the extremely sugary Inca Cola. It's widely consumed around the country. There are also beers, and Coscuenca is actually like the highly recommended. And friendly reminder, Coke is not popular in Peru. It's always Inca Cola. Matter of fact, Coca-Cola bought Inca Cola because they cannot overtake it or they cannot win Coke in Peru. And finally, you should also know that once you arrive in the Andean region, you will be having a hard time finding food other than alpaca meat, potatoes, or rice. I almost forgot. I'd like to add the transportation. The average fare for city buses is less than $1. You can take the colectivos or the minibuses. This can be taken anywhere, and the fares vary according to how far you will be traveling. But I promise you, the cost is not more than $3. The most common and inexpensive mode of transportation across Peru is the regional or provincial bus system. Always book with Cruz del Sur. They are very safe. They have free food. They have semi-cama. I've used them to travel from Lima to Cusco, and it's very, very safe, especially on the mountains. However, if you do have the money and lack of time, you can always book with Peru Hub because they are very cheap. But if you feel like you want to splurge, you can use domestic flight. That would be all. Thank you.